Evening. Let's see. Well, yesterday was my doctor's appointment. Gary did more testing. Last couple of appointments they did nothing but testing. I mean, yeah, they did my treatment, but they've been doing more testing, imaging, what have you. Next week they're going to try to schedule a. Next week they're going to schedule some more. We scheduled some more. Just because. So positives about me losing my job. Not really many of those. So one positive is my blood pressure hasn't been as high. Imagine that. Probably just result of less stress in my life. I mean, I'm still stressed a high hell because I'm waiting so impatiently to hear a knock on the door and lose my home. But try and look for another job and trying to make sure I get some money so I can pay my bills. At least keep the power on and keep my phone on so I can, so I can at least look for work. Or look for help. Fingers crossed. I did reach out to a pretty well-known influencer, and waiting to hear back. Hopefully they're able to help me out by just at least sharing my story on their page. Waiting to hear back. I sent them a bunch of information that I needed to kind of tell them, yeah, I am in trouble. So hopefully that works out. In the meantime, I'm still looking for help. Got a few interviews lined up. Couple team lead, kitchen manager, AGM things. Even a couple assistant management jobs for a couple hotels. I have worked in hotels before, so there's that. So hopefully something comes from that. From both, the guy spreading my word, my story on my GoFundMe on his page. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Then I could maybe get enough to save my home. Maybe even get enough to where I don't even have to work right away. I mean, I still plan on working, but maybe I actually can focus on treatment and what have you rather than stressing myself out at work. But we'll see. It would be nice to be able to take time for my health rather than stress myself out. But I thought about that. If I do that happens, I'm planning on getting a side hustle going of some kind that I can do at home, at least until. So there's that. Really hoping to get another job though, because this sitting at home is stressing me out more than anything. But anyways, so good news is my blood pressure's gotten a little bit better. Not much better. It's still freaking crazy high, but not as high as it's been. But yeah. But anyways, back to the doctor's appointment. Yeah. So they did a lot of testing, and they've been doing some testing. And they just aren't seeing the results that they really wanted to see at this stage of the game. And they switched up my medication a couple times. Twice in this past year. Mainly just because the price change make it a little bit cheaper for me. They want to consider doing a port for chemo instead of the petty pills, just because. But I told them I'm still trying to look for another job, and if I do become homeless, I don't think that would be a good idea. So they agreed with that one. They figured, yeah, if she becomes homeless, that would not be good. If I become homeless, that won't be good. But originally, when I first got diagnosed, I was given a 35% chance to live survival rate past 5 years. Now they dropped it to 5% past 3 years, and it's been only a year. So yeah, a year less than 2 years less than originally thought. But since there's a year down, it's actually 1 year less. Yeah. So, anyways, yep. Now it's 5% chance survival past 3 years. So, keeping my home and keeping stability in my home is important for my health. So really need to save my house, and I need to get to the point where I can get some funds up to get an oven, so I can cook regularly, and replace my washer and dryer so I don't have to go too many places needlessly, like the laundromat or whatever. I could still do my normal stuff, go to work, go home, precautions that I take. I just go to a few places for a reason. I don't even go to a lot of restaurants unless I know for sure they're they're clean, and I can see that they're clean. And so far, I only really go to 2 restaurants on a given day to eat, because I know that they are clean. And one of which I just went and had an interview at, and they are really clean. I'm super picky about their food safety, which is big part of why I stopped eating as much at my past job. Just because I gotta be careful about what I put in my stomach. I don't want any I want to take any risk when it comes to food, just because that's a big concern with people that have a weakened immune system, or with any kind of health issue. But definitely with cancer and chemotherapy and all this stuff. Anyway, so I'm super cautious, but I got more and more cautious, and they're less and less. I guess not everybody felt the same way as me, I guess. Otherwise, they wouldn't have got mad when I called them out on this stuff. Anyways, so there's neither here nor there. Main thing is I have to save my home. More so now than I did before. Just because if I live on the street, my survival rate goes down even more. And then the stress of losing everything, including my critters, definitely would go down even more. It would add more emotional trauma and mental stress and physical stress on my body. So Uh, they're still going to do more testing, though. They're going to try to figure out the best treatment methods going forward. Hopefully, go smoothly. Right now, I've just been, since I got let go, mostly just been staying at home, putting in job applications and what have you. And got quite a few interviews lined up, actually. Got tons of interviews lined up, so I ain't worried about it. I will find another job. Most of them paying the same amount or a little bit more than what I was getting paid, which is great. So hopefully one of them calls me back. Even started applying for a couple animal care jobs again. Probably less stress dealing with animals than humans. But yeah, as of right now, the doctors are just going to retest and try to figure out the best possible treatment going forward. And they are keeping in mind my current possible living situation. They are trying to look for help, but unfortunately, I've showed them all my emails and what have you, from all the denied requests for help. So they are considering doing not only port, but they're considering sending me home with it. Basically a little machine that would pump the chemo into me, sort of like a little beeper, and then I'd bring it back, and I'd have to go back to the doctors every day. So I hope that's not the case, because I don't want to be stuck going back and forth to the doctors every day. I want to still live if I do only have 3 years, I want to live a life not stuck in the hospital bed, not stuck looking at the hospital. I want to be able to still work and do stuff. So my main thing right now is hopefully get my GoFundMe going, so I could take the time to actually look for work and maybe even do some stuff on my bucket list. I really want to try to do that. So, but main thing right now is to save my home, getting some funds up to pay for my bills while I'm out of work as well. And give me some relief in my medical bills as well, if possible. But who knows? Anyways, yeah, that's just it. That's it for today.